Yes, look in the mirror because it's all getting clearer. The time is coming and it's getting nearer and nearer. Peace and love, and welcome to the channel. This is Bo. I am Bo the Poet, and this is Mind Your Thoughts because there's someone who wants your mind. Remember that, you know. Don't allow them to take your mind from you and stuff, you know. Also, if you are new to the channel, welcome. You know, we want you to like, share, and subscribe because we're trying to build this channel so we can bring up the content and really get into some good things and stuff, you know. Little bit off the beaten path. I don't do it sort right now the way everybody else does it. I would like to do some things in that, but I'm you know, coming out of my pocket is supporting of this channel, so that's why it's not always on, because you know I gotta make the donuts, you know what I'm saying. So you know, I can't be on every day. Trying to build up to that though. It's coming, you know. We have some things in the works. We're doing things, you know what I'm saying. I don't announce the things until it's already ready to go, you know what I'm saying, because I don't want nobody to put no curse on me and stuff, you know, play that little role and stuff, you know. So the topic of today is a topic I think that everybody is familiar with, and it has been a hot topic, and so I wasn't going to tackle it until I could come into my mind of how to address the whole situation, you know. And I had to, you know, dig deep into myself. You know, I had to mind my mind, you know, to see what's really important about the whole thing. And of course, we're talking about the election. And you know, first and foremost, let me just say, this is not an endorsement for Harris or Trump, the Republicans or the Democrats, or anybody else. This is not an endorsement for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I think that you know, let your conscience be your guide. You know, your true conscience though, not your emotions. You know, because the thing that I see that's going on, you know what I'm saying? Voting is a right, and this right is given by the Constitution. The Constitution is the law of the land, you know. So there's a lot of things that you really need to look at, you know. One of the things that I see that's going on is that we have a lot of people who are uninformed. They are making their decisions not based upon what they like, but what they don't like. You know what I'm saying? And that's on both sides. It's not an endorsement for either candidate, because I see people heading on, you know, one side, and then I go to the other side and they're heading on the other side. And I'm like, well, why come they not talking about the things that can really affect people in the next 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, you know what I'm saying? Some of the things that have been done in the past, can we undo them, you know, or were they a good idea in the first place? Because we have to look at the long range standing of this. One of the things that I see that's going on, especially with the so-called media. Look, if you're watching the news, man, don't stop watching the news and stuff. You know, they are not practicing in journalism. You know, I'm going to use this example because I think a lot of people seen what happened, and they might have their own thoughts about it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about it from a journalistic standpoint, and I have over 25 years in the media field. Have done hundreds of interviews with you know, known people and unknown people and stuff, you know, community people, you know, national politicians. So I know what I'm talking about. This is not an opinion. This is an opinion based upon experience. And I'm going to use this example right here. What happened at the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, with the Donald Trump showing up in the woman, that was I was so, I can't even think of the word. It was not journalism. First of all, what the first lady did, and the second lady, she wasn't no better neither. No. Now Harris Faulkner, because I don't even remember the first two names because they're not journalists to me. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody, they look nice, they talk nice, but they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're taking notes, and that's what the problem is and stuff. You have people in the so-called journalism field, or the field of journalism, who are not practicing journalism. You never go into an interview with a statement that puts the person that you're interviewing on the defense. You never do that. The purpose of an interview is to get the person comfortable and trusting you so that you can get truthful answers or something that you can work with. Doesn't matter if you like the person or not. And see, personalities have gotten in the way, emotions have gotten in the way of journalism, when they allow them to, endorse certain candidates. So when somebody comes in there and that's not the person that you're endorsing, so you are, you're act antagonistic against this person. And the problem with that is, and that's your personal feelings. But the problem with that is that you're sitting in a place as a member of the field of communications, where you are representing, you are trying to get feedback from this person so that the people, you see, these people are running for the public office to become public servants. Okay, so if they're public servants, who are they serving? Well, they're serving the public, which is us, me and you, right? So it's, because you don't like this person or whatever they have in the past, doesn't mean that you should be unprofessional in dealing with them. Because your personal feelings you have to set aside. And that's the problem. We have people who are emotionally captivated by things that are said, and set up certain ways and stuff. And you have no integrity. These people are not, don't watch the news, man. I'm telling you, and see, this what it goes. This is the meat of the excuse me. This is the meat of the thing that I want to talk about today. The vote. You shouldn't go into an election. I don't care if it's a local election, state election, or federal election. And, excuse me, I'm sorry. My bad. But you shouldn't go in there with your feelings. Well, I don't like them. I like them. Let me ask you a question. How much can you go to the grocery store and put in your basket and go to the checkout line and get with the like? How many gallons can you get in your vehicle when you go to the gas station, and you go in there and say fill it up, and then you go back in and say here's a like? How much you think they're going to take that? So what the hell does like ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? What needs to be looking at, it's like I'm saying, is what's going to happen with this person is they're going to come in and put in policies that is going to strip me of my rights, or it's going to enhance my rights. You see, one of the things that a lot of people, and I look at this different things that they say, they don't have a clear understanding of how the government is supposed to work. They got a clear understanding of how the government works based upon what the news media tells them, and they don't tell you shit. They tell you what they want you to think. That's one of the things with Mind Your Thoughts. We are here, to help you to think. That's what you do when you mine. When you go into mine, you dig something. You know what I'm saying? You're digging around, You might find some stuff right there on the surface and stuff. But the good stuff, you got to, you got to shovel. You got to, maybe do some blasting. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in there and you got to really dig, And we have a public, especially people that look like me, See this? Yeah. They look like this. We have a tendency to not have any kind of understanding of how the government is supposed to operate. You know, we don't know the three forms of government. And then if we know the three forms of government, most of the time, the people that do, the few ones that do know, don't know what their function is and how their function is supposed to function, and in what is the basis of all of this function. It is for your rights. They are the public. They are serving the public to ensure your rights. This is guaranteed by the Constitution. You know, I know a lot of people don't want to hear, well, they're talking about the Constitution. The Constitution is the law of the land. When the legislatures meet and, you know, they go into Congress and they pass these legislations and the president sign it, that's not law. That is legislative law. There's a difference between law, which is Constitution, and legislative law, which is presented. You know, this is what we want to do, you know. And if nobody challenges, it remains the law. However, if somebody challenges it, then it goes to the Supreme Court. That is the purpose of the Supreme Court. To challenge, you know, to look at a challenge and see how it stands up against the law. What law? The Constitution. You know, that's why it is highly important for the Supreme Court to remain intact the way it is, with the whole thing that is the way it's set up. It is highly important, because if we allow anybody, you know, whether they're from the left or the right, to go in and start tinkering, it is going to be a disaster for we the people, you know, and said this is what you need to look at. So when you're going, you know, when voting, listen, voting is a right. You know, it is a right that you have to ensure that someone is making sure that you are you know, living or getting the American dream, which is the pursuit of happiness. You see, and the pursuit of happiness means that you know, they're supposed to be giving you something, not taking away. You know, with the use of the media, what they do is they create atmospheres and you know, and things, and then they get you to tell them to do something that they already really wanted to do in the first place and stuff. They just had to make you say you wanted it so that they can get it done. You ever notice how fast they get something done? You know what I'm saying? When you say, yeah, we want this and stuff, they done played you into that. That's what propaganda is. They use the news media to propaganda to get you to tell them what to do, and you thinking it's your idea, but it was already them. They're the one that's pushed this thing up and stuff. You have to look at this thing and stuff, you know. It's really deep and stuff, you know. So, you know, I mean, listen, I'm not telling you who to vote for. That is your choice, your right. I am saying to you, don't go out there and vote based upon the color of someone's skin. Don't go out there and vote because you don't like this person. I'm gonna vote for the other person, or I like this person, so I'm gonna vote for them. Don't do that. You know, don't go vote for somebody based upon the party that they're supposed to stand. You know what I'm saying? Because they're supposed to be, their first priority is not to the party. It's supposed to be to the people. You know what I'm saying? How can the party come before the people? You know, and you need to really look at that. That's why a lot of people, you know, they say, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. Why? You know, tell me why. If you say you belong to a political party, tell me why. No, don't tell me, tell yourself, because it's about minding your thoughts. You have to look at everything, because everything is important. You know, it is the duty of a citizen in a republic to know the laws, so that you cannot allow people to take away your rights, even though it might not seem right. No, that's my right, you know. And just because somebody has done something, a few people has done something, doesn't mean that you can now legislate legislation to take away my rights. You know, that's not a good idea. You know, if you are a study of history, you will find that if you go into history, you'll see a lot of similarities to the situation that America is in right now. The United States of America is in right now. It's not nothing new. You know, but when you look at go in history and look at the situations that were facing countries, nations, and which way they went, you'll see which way you need to go, and who you need to follow. You know what I'm saying? And then don't sell yourself short. Don't allow your emotions to get you to make a choice that's not good for you. So that's my message for today. This is Mind Your Thoughts, because there's someone who wants your mind. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love.